We're live.
Good afternoon. It is the 15th of March, 2021. This is the House Judiciary Committee. And we have sponsor-only bill hearings, 3 pieces of legislation, and we're going to hear from them relatively quickly. So the first one is legislation related to the guidelines for child support. It's an administration bill. And I think Kevin, yes, he's right there. From the Department of Human Services. If you would like to testify for 3 minutes, that would be perfectly fine.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon, Chairman Clippinger, Vice Chair Atterbury, members of the committee. For the record, I am Kevin Geiswhite, Executive Director for the Child Support Administration within the Department of Human Services. And I thank you for the opportunity to testify today in support of House Bill 1339. This bill is extending the effective date of House Bill 946 and Senate Bill 847, both of which passed unanimously during the last 2020 legislative session. And we thank this committee for your support last year. The extension from October 1st, 2021 to July 1st, 2022 allows the Department and Child Support Administration to complete the development and rollout of our new child support system later this year. Originally, we had anticipated that the rollout would be completed prior to the October 1st implementation date, but with COVID impacting the timeline a little bit, we'll need additional time. If we don't pass this bill, it will actually reduce or result in increased costs to update both of our current legacy system as well as the new system, and also increase some of the risks involved with testing to ensure data accuracy and also equitable results for Maryland's families and children out of 2 separate systems. Basically, in summary, House Bill 1339 is just a technical amendment asking to extend from October 1st, 2021 to July 1st, 2022. With those reasons, I urge a favorable report from the committee and we'll be happy to answer any questions.
All right. Are there any questions for this sponsor effectively, the sponsor only? Delegate Malone? Delegate Malone, you're on mute.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Kevin, for being here. I know I may get asked a couple questions from family law practitioners who are all excited to, be filing motions to modify come October 1st or 2nd. What if somehow this didn't pass? Would it be possible for the administration to get it in play?
It would be difficult, again, because of the testing issues that we would have to ensure that both systems are resulting in the same results. Those are our concerns from why we're asking for the extension.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Are there any other questions for Mr. Geiswhite? Seeing none, thank you very much. That concludes the testimony for House Bill 1339. We're going next to a sponsor-only testimony for House Bill 1337, and Delegate Proctor, please, for 3 minutes.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chair, Madam Vice Chair, and esteemed committee members. Thanks for this opportunity to present House Bill 1337, Inmate Training and Job Act of 2021. This bill establishes the Inmate Training and Job Pilot Program at certain institutions of post-secondary and vocational training. And these opportunities are offered to inmates within 9 months of their release date. This program is jointly administered by the Maryland Higher Education Commission and the governing entity of each institution. The governor is also included and will provide certain appropriations for the pilot program in the annual budget for the fiscal years 2023 to 2026. Partners in this program include Maryland Higher Education Commission, the state's 4 historically Black colleges and universities, the Department of Corrections and their facilities in Prince George's, Baltimore City, and Wicomico County, numerous nonprofit groups, businesses, leaders. Institutions must enroll at least 10 inmates to qualify for funds. Additional funding can be provided to the Department of Correction to cover costs associated with program administration. And MHEC must establish a hotline to connect the participants with counseling and job services. According to the Journal of Law and Social Change, studies consistently show that educating offenders serves as the single most effective crime prevention measure. This bill passed the Senate 11-0, and I am asking a favorable report on House Bill 1337.
Right? Are there questions for Delegate Proctor? All right. Seeing none, we thank you very much. And that concludes the testimony on House Bill 1337. We'll go now to Delegate Dumais, who has Judge Wilner as the person who is going to testify on House Bill 1338. We weren't, these are sponsor-only hearings. I'll let Delegate Dumais, I'll let you just set things up a little bit. We'll let
Absolutely.
Judge
Can you
Wilner
hear me?
go.
Apparently I'm frozen.
You are frozen. We can hear you, so
You can hear me? That's all you need. Okay.
that's fine. Let's
Thank
go
you very
ahead.
much, Mr. Chair and Madam Vice Chair and members of the committee. All I'm going to do today is actually introduce Judge Wilner. He is retired from the Court of Appeals of Maryland and had a long judicial career on other courts. He currently is the chair of the Court of Appeals Standing Committee on Rules and Procedure, and I am honored to also be a member of that committee. But with that, I turn it over to Judge Wilner. And Judge Wilner, you're on mute, which I assume you know.
Judge Wilner is on mute and we need him to turn on his video as well. Oh dear.
Uh-oh,
Can you hear me now? Oh, hold it.
there we
Here
go. There
All
he
right,
is.
that's
Okay.
Ah,
great.
yes, okay.
3 minutes, Judge Wilner.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, Madam Vice Chair, may it please the committee. I'm pleased to be able to support on behalf of the Maryland Judiciary, House Bill 1338. I filed with the committee a written statement of the basis for the bill and why we think it ought to be enacted. I won't go into it all, but I'll be happy to answer any questions. It simply removes the concurrent jurisdiction of the juvenile court over criminal matters that involve an adult. That jurisdiction is shared both with the district court and the criminal division of the circuit court. It has not been used for the last 3 years and has hardly ever been used for the last 10 or 15. So for the reasons set forth in our statement, we urge a favorable report on it, and I'm happy to answer any questions that the committee may have.
Are there questions for Judge Wilner? Very quickly, Judge, if you could just kind of lay out the scenario that where this might have happened in the past, if you could just.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, the juvenile court, as I said, has concurrent jurisdiction with these two other courts, which are criminal courts, over criminal offenses committed by an adult, the crime being doing whatever the defendant has done to cause a child to become sins, child in need of supervision, or delinquent. Okay, the offense carries it's a misdemeanor, which is why the district court has jurisdiction over it, but it also carries a 3-year prison sentence, which is why the defendant has a right of a jury trial, and there are no jury trials in juvenile court, which is why the criminal division of the circuit court has jurisdiction. And the simple fact is that the juvenile court is not a criminal court. It is a civil court. And this is the only criminal offense over which it has any jurisdiction. That jurisdiction is not invoked because it is almost impossible really to try a criminal case in the juvenile court. You would have to plunk whole chunks of criminal procedure that is all set forth in Title IV of the Maryland rules into Title 11 in order to try a criminal case. And as I say, the state's attorneys have not used this. We had our administrative office of the courts give us the data on that. There have been no cases for the last 3 years, 2017, 18, and 19, of this kind even filed in the juvenile court. When we did a statistics initially about 10 years ago, we found the same situation. There were only 4 cases then filed in the juvenile court, and they were all in Garrett County. Nobody else was using it, and nobody's using it now.
All right, so just safe to say, Judge, that this is, if you have somebody who's an adult who contributes to the delinquency of a child, this legislation would not allow them to be brought in front of a juvenile magistrate. They would have to go into the regular criminal system.
Right. Well, a magistrate couldn't try a criminal case in any event.
I got it. But they don't have any jurisdiction over this, over the crime.
Well, they would not if this bill passes.
If the bill passes. Okay.
But I would just say, if I may, the juvenile court does have control over adults who are involved with children. But all we're moving out is the criminal offense, not the civil.
Okay. Are there other questions for Judge Wilner? All right. Seeing none, we thank you very much, and that concludes
Thank you.
testimony for
Thank you,
House Bill
Mr. Chairman.
13.
Thank you, Delegate DeMay.
Thanks. Have a good
Thank
day,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
All right. There'll be a meeting of the subcommittee chairs tonight at 7:30. Tomorrow, subcommittees will be meeting. We're waiting for their scheduled times. I think that our voting session will be at 2:00 tomorrow. We're still working got to make 100% sure about session, and we also need to make sure we can get subcommittees in. So we're working on that, and as soon as we have specific times, they'll be announced on the Maryland General Assembly website and be sent to committee members. With that, we thank you all very much for what may have been our shortest committee hearing of the year. Thank you very much.